丁やってやりますかねえ。さつらすりゃ。
Street Fighter V's last new character is a kickboxer named
Luke. What up, Luke?
I am your fan.
So we've been waiting for this. You know, Street Fighter 5 is 5 years old. That's crazy.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh,
5
what?
years old.
5?
No.
Yep.
That's insane. And I bought it the first day it came out.
I did too.
And it took him
Much
what?
fanfare.
It took
I
like
still
3 years to release the entire
I still
game,
think
right?
4 is new.
Yeah, just about.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Well, not even. It took 5 years.
It's the last,
Yeah, technically, yeah.
It just ended their
Right.
and they that was the last game I pre-ordered, man.
No, you
Never,
learned your
never
lesson.
again.
You learned your
Yeah, I
lesson.
learned my lesson. No more pre-orders.
Listen,
There
I
you go.
pre-ordered freaking Shadow Colossus, and I did not get my free like glowing sword.
Wow.
They never gave me
There
no
you go.
gold.
That's how we're starting the show.
Yeah.
That's how it's, that's how it's gonna
If
start.
you saw his face while he said that, that's what
That-
made me die
that
so
is
much.
exactly-
I'm still mad about
Case
that.
in
So
point.
upset.
Case in point, man.
I'm still mad.
Learn
I
your
got-
lesson.
My glowing sword.
It's supposed to be a perk.
Pre-orders, no.
So back to back to this character. So we've been waiting a very long time. This character's been a question mark for at least more than half a year.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, you guys just announced this. You announced the other characters. You announced what was it? It was Akane and Oro. Those
Oro,
are the other two characters that are coming out like the end of this month.
I think Rose
Rose was early.
and Dan.
She was all right.
It was Dan, Rose,
And Dan, yep.
Akane from rival schools.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
They threw rival schools in there.
And they
Yeah.
had the combo system in there too from it.
What?
And
So they've done some good stuff with this last game Fighter Pass. But that question mark, everybody's like, oh, it's going to be from Samurai Shodown. It's going to be from King of Fighters. It's going to be somebody. Like, they always hype. You know how it is.
It would have been cool if it was
Yeah.
Terry Bogard, not gonna lie.
It might have been. Yeah, it would have been cool.
I'm all for Banjo Kazooie. That's all.
Oh, my God.
So he drops up in Street Fighter.
I'm like, this,
Yeah.
burn this. thing.
Yeah, I'd be like, you know what, Street Fighter, we had a good run.
Yeah. Mega Man in there. Like, wait, what? Wait, what?
Well, I mean, at least that's a Capcom property, and it makes
Shantae.
sense.
Nah, that should have been
Dante.
Goku.
Yeah,
That
that's
should've been
true,
Goku
actually.
in that game.
Shantae.
Since they ain't got to do it in
Yeah.
Yeah,
Smash
right?
Bros.
Goku
But that would have been cool too. But all right. So how they announced it? After they announced those two other characters and they showed their gameplay and stuff, which combos are sick. But and they did improve a lot on the game. Don't get me wrong. It's still not better than Street Fighter 4, but they did improve a lot on Street Fighter 5. But it was for the esports audience. It's not the same game. Hopefully, their next games will deal with something more akin to what Street Fighter is actually to us fans of actual Street Fighter 2. But yeah. So they announced those characters. And then it was like, all right, I was watching
Max.
Maximilian.
Yeah, I watched this also. Yeah.
video.
Oop, sorry.
He's awesome. If you like fighting games, definitely check that out. You probably already know. But he was talking about it, and they went to a Twitch chat. The esports guys were talking. He's like, "Oh, we got 5 minutes left. I don't think they're gonna announce nothing. They're just talking here. They're just talking because he had a bet. Like if they announce the character, he'll have to give out like subs or whatever to
Yeah.
the channel, and that's a lot of money." And he had a lot riding on. He's like, "Oh, we got 3 minutes, man. Nah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Man,
They're just talking. This is
I
They're
got
just
caught.
wasting 15 minutes here about nothing. I'm waiting though. I'm excited. I'm trying to see."
To have money like that, man. Damn.
Yeah.
And then, well, he's a big streamer.
Wow.
But then they got to the 1 minute. He's like, yeah, this ain't happening. These guys wasting my time right here. It's not gonna happen. And then he said, and we're throwing it off. We're gonna talk about something that's gonna like hint at the future of the series. And I was like, and he's like, future of the series? Future of the series? What are you talking about? Part 6? You gotta drop a hint about 6? Because that's the next obvious.
Well, they've been talking about that for like.
They gotta do 5 championship edition. They gotta do turbo.
Right? Turbo.
Super.
Street Fighter 5 hyper
Turbo
fighting.
Dash.
It is champion.
Super.
It's
Yeah.
the Champions Edition.
Oh, okay.
It's already done. Even though they said they weren't gonna do that.
Yeah.
But
They lied.
Right.
they definitely lied. But
Oh, yeah.
at the last second, they said, let's throw it off. We're going to do that. And I don't know what that meant. I still don't know what it means. Like, oh, this is showing you something of the future of the series. And then they showed Luke, this guy. He's like a blonde surfer dude. But, like, he's a fighter.
Like an
he's an
MMA
guy.
slash.
I feel like the what they meant like for the future of the series, like the newer character is going to be like more grounded and more MMA like. That's what I think.
Maybe.
I wouldn't
Or-
want to see all the characters.
I mean,
If
they're
you go
not
by
all going to be
history-
like that, but
If you go by history, he has a stringy hair look, blonde hair, diesel guy. Very similar to how Alex looked in Street Fighter 3. His name's Alex, right? The dude.
Yeah.
Who stands backwards with his legs stupid.
Yep.
I don't know why I know that, but I do know his name's Alex.
He had the weird stance. But that was the main character of Street Fighter 3.
Supposed to be.
He was supposed to be, yeah. When they first released it, they
Right.
said, forget Ryu, forget all these guys. This is the main character.
Nope.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, are they gonna do this again, and make
Ooh.
this new character the main guy?
You're not passing the torch from Ryu to Ken unless
No.
you completely kill them off in the series.
Unless they make him super old and he's training people. Well, I don't know what they're gonna do with the story.
Maybe.
Capcom's E3 presentation.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, that was so horrible. It made you
But
think
listen,
like,
this is
like
so-
I'm not gonna put it past them. Is all I'm saying.
But
That's all.
like
Yeah.
I said,
They're on the streak of disappointments.
Yeah, exactly.
like I said with the OLED Switch, they announced it right after E3, which is
Right.
silly to me because to make things
Yeah.
big at the biggest thing of the year,
Right.
you think, oh, at the Super Bowl they don't wait.
Well, the Switch thing made its sense because
But
it's
I'm
not a
saying-
big announcement
But I'm
because it's
saying-
not a pro.
Right.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
if,
But this
you do,
could've
if
worked.
you do the Super Bowl, if you do the Super Bowl, you don't put your $1 million commercial.
And this makes sense to me because
After.
not everyone's going to get behind a new character that they don't care about.
Right.
But the presentation that they had with these two characters, and then the reveal of the character that people may have said, I want to know what this is, please show it at E3. For them to show that, the put on the show that they did at E3, I think that was way more hurtful than them actually doing
Well,
something that somebody might have
Well,
anticipated.
it's a double-edged sword because it's either don't show anything or I'll show something that I'm going to hype up and you'll be disappointed because you'll know who it is. So,
I mean, that's just
Yeah,
E3
like,
right now.
so-
No matter what you do, you're
Yeah.
doing it
I
wrong.
mean, obviously, you're going to have your
Yeah.
you can have
But
your
still.
yin and
From
yang.
what they showed, it
But it should have been something.
it's well.
You
If
think
you're
they didn't
gonna
have any
Yeah.
idea?
if you're gonna be at E3, you gotta have something.
I did,
That's what
to be
I see
honest,
it.
to be honest, I think they it stunk, and this would have added to it.
Exactly.
And not saying it's a bad announcement either.
no,
I'm not
it's a
even
good
saying it's a bad announcement. It's just how people are. They want to see people they're familiar with and all that shit.
mean-
but it's like,
But if people were waiting, they might as well have gotten some pay. Yeah.
I watched the trailer and I'm a Street Fighter fan and like I saw the character. I was like, all right, he looks
cool.
pretty cool.
But you know what?
It looks cool
I
as
thought
hell.
the same
And how
thing. I thought the same thing. And then I saw everyone at the same time, because I was watching like a live thing they were typing. Everybody at the same time was like, it's pretty cool. He fights pretty cool. It's not what I expected, but pretty cool. And then you can see it. You can see like the hate getting dropped in. Like,
of course,
5 seconds.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, who's this character? Oh, he sucks. Oh, who's this? This is awful. This is the worst thing ever. And then you can see everybody's moves switch slowly to, yeah, you know what? He's not that great. I was like, what?
well, you have the people who don't know how to feel, and they'll wait for the majority to have a certain feel about it, so
Yep.
they can copy that. And then you have the genuine hate. It's just like,
change. You can see the room change as it's going. It's like, he wasn't that bad, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean,
he look like cool character.
Nah, he looks like a very cool character.
Well-
I mean, I was just waiting. I'm like, all right,
He
I
is
can't
a
wait to
new
figure out how to
character.
beat him up with Ryu. or
Yeah,
Ken.
exactly.
But he said he's a lot like Steve.
Yeah. No, I mean,
from Tekken.
Okay.
From Tekken.
What did you think about it?
so, I'm a Street Fighter fan, but I'm not, like when you said that 5 has been out for 5 years, I was thinking, man, 4 still seems new to me. Like that feels like it came out like last year, but, and part of that's, I'm always sort of a generation behind on Nintendo consoles, but like admittedly, ever since Street Fighter 2, like I still go back, my favorite Street Fighter experience is the first Super Nintendo Street Fighter 2. Like not Super, not Championship, just
That
boom,
was a
that's
magical
it.
game.
I like Turbo.
And yeah, and I think that the beauty of that game is that it's so chess-like. They say about Street Fighter as a series that you have these move sets and they all fit into place, and there are sort of the right moves and the right sequence in order to win a match. But as soon as you get this huge roster in there, it's something different. So like compare it to the Marvel vs. Capcom. That franchise is all about these big, like massive moves and a lot of different elements than just the chess, chipping away at each other's health bar. Like they're about combos and screen filling special effects and stuff. And they have these huge rosters because it's fun to see all the different moves and stuff like that. So to me, Street Fighter is best in its simplest form, and I think that's also why I'd go back to the same roster of a few fighters, because you start to learn those and you have fun with them, and you have a friend that does the same thing, and you just kind of have those chess matches back and forth. So to me, it's not a franchise that benefits from a huge roster anyway. But it makes sense why they do it, because all the other fighting games are trying to, do it. Like, on Smash Brothers with the Fighter Pass, this is like a big thing. But I think that for a Street Fighter 6, it would be really cool to see something that's just a small roster, real focused, and getting back to that, just basic kind of fighting gameplay. And then the only question is it going to be new characters or is it going to be our fan favorites? And honestly, that's a tough one because, like, as you talked about, Street Fighter 3 comes out. People are, who are these guys? Mm-hmm. So I think that Capcom has a great thing, but it almost, I hate to sound like the old guy, it was way better back in my day. Like, it kind of was, in my opinion. But then also, they could do something different. So if they go, it's like they're in this middle ground where they could go really, really different, or they could go really, really back to their roots. And I feel like they have to kind of pick a lane right now, and that's where they'll find a lot of success going forward. That's my hot take. Okay. I don't know if I'm right though. I don't know.
It's a very. I actually like that take a lot because I'm a big Smash Brothers player, and I noticed that like when you oversaturate these fighting games, and Smash Brothers is a platform fighting game in my opinion. It's not the same kind of level.
How he always
I always got because people will be like, "What are you talking about? Smash is a fighting game." But it's like when you keep adding characters and characters and characters and characters, it kind of takes away from that chess match of, hey, I've been picking Ryu my entire life, and now you just came out with a character that's never been in this series, and nobody can fight against this character. Now it's just like, oh no, I like the chess match between Ryu and Ken or Chun-Li and blah, blah, blah. Now I gotta learn how many other characters? Like 30?
Yeah.
Like 40,
Yeah.
50? That's a lot because it's not just learning a character, it's learning how to fight against 50 other characters.
Yes.
Right. Yep.
And that sometimes takes away from, hey, I only like my 3 characters that I go to and this, and that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't touch these new characters that I feel are broken. Like it always.
Yeah.
And I do blame Smash Brothers for it because they keep adding and adding and adding, and then you have Mortal Kombat adding and adding, and then
wasn't. I don't think it was Smash Brothers' fault.
Game.
What?
I think if you want to blame a game, it would be Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because that was the one with the six. I think it had.
Oh, that was the 60 plus, right?
64.
Jeez Christ.
32 on each side, and I was. And don't get me wrong, I was there for it.
Yeah, no, because when you're a fan of the game,
right?
I'm a fan of Smash. So if they say there's a Fighter Pass 3, of course I'm gonna be about it because I love the game. I love video games. I love the characters, but it also hurts the game. Also,
It's about balance.
I was gonna say,
like Matthew McConaughey says, man,
man.
it's all about that balance.
Is that what he said?
I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to find a way to throw that nonsense in here.
all I care about is when they come out with Street Fighter 6 is that they have an arcade mode. That's it. That's all I care about.
Oh yeah, an actual mode to play the computer. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like 5 when I pre-ordered
yeah.
it, and I'm like, all right, the arcade. No, what the hell? It's a one
I'm
match.
with you. I'm with you about the smaller roster, and I'm with you about the balance of the game.
Yeah.
But I also know that they did come out with a smaller roster, and everyone bitched so
no, I'm
hard.
saying it's so tough
Right.
at this
I'm talking
point.
about Street Fighter
Yeah, I'm
five.
saying it's at this point it's
But
tough.
then they added all these
Fighter
new
5.
characters to make the roster up to
Yeah.
about, what, 40 plus?
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the reason why I didn't buy Street Fighter 5 at launch.
Well,
Because I was like, it's just this roster. I can only play online.
no arcade
Bye.
mode.
Such a
Like,
You don't learn
I'm
arcade
good.
mode.
Arcade mode.
I'll wait.
There's no way you can learn the characters' moves. Like, when you fight the computer, there's a way to learn the characters and how to fight against them.
Yeah.
And when you fight other players, you're like, all right, I know how to stop that. What are you
Yeah.
going to do to get past that?
But there's only so much that the computer can teach you when you're fighting it. Even on the hardest difficulty,
Yeah.
there's only so much the computer.
Absolutely.
does.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
when you
But I
fight
know-
other people,
I know
Yeah.
Ken's
However,
I know Ken
it's-
is going to
Yep.
do 3 uppercuts in a row. Like, I know he's gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it
But
again.
they originated the freaking arcade mode, and then they took it out in part 5.
I
Yeah,
know,
that made no
I know.
sense.
Why'd they do that?
that made
I know
zero
Ryu
sense.
throws a fireball, and then he's going to do a hard, I'm sure you can, all the way up in the air. I know he's going to do that. So,
No, I'm with you, Alvin. Like I would say I probably spent half as much time playing arcade mode as playing against an actual person in Street Fighter 2. And it's like to take that out is just so sad.
That's
but
messed up. Don't
you
do
didn't like
that.
the story mode?
I don't
The
play
three-
online, man. I'm not. Listen,
You didn't
I'm
like fighting the 3
I'm like
characters?
Yeah.
I'm a casual Street Fighter player. Like I like
Right,
the online
right.
mode.
Same here.
Like, I don't like the online mode. I like
I don't play
playing
people online.
I like playing the arcade.
I like the arcade mode to practice and get used to my character.
Right.
Then I'll go online and probably get thrown and get my ass beat.
Yeah,
But they give you a really half-assed story. Though. You don't like
Definitely.
that?
No,
through the one round matches. Like,
Yeah, you don't like that?
See, this is where I can give Smash Bros. The advantage here is because they did it in Brawl. They did the they call it subspace missionary mode or whatever, and it's like a story
Emissary,
mode.
yeah.
And it's a 2-player co-op story mode. You can play with whatever character you want. Story mode. They do it with the new game too. It's a story mode. So if you're not into like the competitive scene and stuff like that, which I highly recommend no one gets into the competitive scene because it's so vicious. I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I put myself through it. But I just like killing them. But it's like just play the story mode and it's a lot more fun that way, especially for casual gamers.
Let's not talk about the story mode in Street Fighter 5 though.
Oh, I don't even know if there was
no,
one.
No, there was one.
Oh, there was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there was one. I beat it in
Mortal
20
Kombat
minutes.
story is amazing. All right, Mortal Kombat does it the right way.
Yeah, Mortal
I beat it.
Kombat, Injustice, they do story. They do storylines. They do story mode the
Yeah,
right
actually,
way.
Injustice.
Oh, I heard that was
Brilliant.
very good. I heard that was very good.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
the way to do
honestly,
it. Great.
oh, and they're
Yeah.
making a movie based on Injustice.
Yeah.
What?
Are they?
I mean, an
Yeah.
animated one.
Yeah.
But still.
Oh, that's still. Shit, I'd rather see an animated one.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
To be honest.
DC is
I know
working on
that.
that.
The one thing I want to say about going back to Street Fighter 5 or sort of what they could do, like, you know, picking a lane, you know, something like Smash, I think the difference between that and a Street Fighter game is that is designed for easy to learn, difficult to master, where, you know, you really could pick it up and you've got just a couple of buttons and you can get right into the thick of it, and it's chaotic enough and there's enough extra things going around in the environment where it kind of can balance it out somewhat. Or even like, you know, a kid, I got into a Smash Brothers tournament one time, and it was a dad and his 4-year-old girl that just kicked me out of the game. I was toast. Yeah, but Street Fighter, it's like, imagine if you take, again, to use that chess analogy, imagine if you take the game of chess and then you're like, oh, by the way, here's 4 different piece types. Like, here's your like Joker and your horse and your, you know, like, and suddenly you're like, and this one does that and this one does that, and then they're like, wait, the game is fundamentally different. And so that's why I think that there needs to be that initial idea on Street Fighter 5, like small roster. This is for those people that want to play competitively, learn it inside and out, and really get the most out of it as a game as it is. As every time you introduce a new character, you're changing the whole game balance and you're actually changing the game. Right. So it doesn't work as well as something like Smash, I think, or even like the Capcom games where, admittedly, the biggest draw for me on those games is seeing all these cool characters I like. So it's so much over the top. Like what was it? Capcom versus
Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Oh gosh, what was it on Wii?
Tatsunoko versus
Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Yeah. I love that game, but it's not about, like, you can play in the easy mode on the Wii. It's just, I mean, that's the only one that came out on. Like, you can just play it where there's just a couple of button presses to do your specials.
But that's fun.
Like, it's super fun. It's not the original Street Fighter experience. It's different. It's good, but like, pick a lane. You know, one of those things is what you want to do.
So I'll leave it like this. I'm interested.
That's my hot take.
I'm interested in what Luke brings to the series, if he is going to do something with Street Fighter 6, because I am interested in 6.
Sorry to interrupt, but I remember this one part of Max's stream is he fucking drew the armor of Captain Commando on him, and it looks just like Captain fucking Commando. What? I was like, get the fuck out of here!
No, he did.
It's Captain Commando
Without
the armor. Yeah, it was pretty. It was hilarious. Oh, that's great.
But I'll leave it like this. I would rather. I don't care. I'm interested to see if that has anything to do with Street Fighter 6, and I'm interested in Street Fighter 6. Right. But just bring out Street Fighter Alpha 4, please.
He was once Alpha 4.
Just bring out Street Fighter Alpha 4.
What are we gonna see first? Street Fighter 6 or GTA 6?
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6.
GTA 6 is not until 2025. I think Capcom.
I just said that to move on. All right.
I know we're moving on. I got to say
ahead.
one more thing, just as a quick throwaway comment. I would love to see hand-drawn, sprite-based Street Fighter return. That's just my personal opinion. I think that would be awesome, as opposed to 3D. Yeah, right?
Street Fighter Alpha 4.
That would look beautiful.
Exactly. Street Fighter Alpha 4.
I
Exactly,
can see a
man.
ton of games.
That would look too good. I'd have a heart attack.
With that
Guilty
treatment.
Gear.
Guilty Gear animation in
For Street Fighter 6, Guilty Gear, and then
Guilty Gear animation in any
Alpha.
fighting game, period.
I'll take both.
Yeah.
That's how you make them different.
Can't be mad at that.
Probably
Can't be mad.
cry.